Hi, my name is Marco Töd. I'm the CEO and founder of dailypoint, and I want to share some information with you today about communication and how to define your strategy. So for those who are not aware of dailypoint, just let me give you a very brief overview. So dailypoint is, you can call it a CRM, you can call it a real CRM, a central data management platform. Actually, dailypoint is, it is a platform. So what we do is we collect data from all the different touch points throughout the customer journey. How we do it? We have interfaces with all leading systems. We have an open API on the HTMG standard, so it's easy to integrate. And the most important part then is we have the dailypoint data laundry. So it's a very unique process where we handle and manage and standardize and clean data fully automatically in about 350 steps in real time. So the result is a clean, central, super rich guest profile. Not only a guest profile, a company profile or travel agent profile as well. So this means we collect all the data from the information phase, so like the log files from the website, Outlook data from the booking engine, email confirmation, table reservation, spa, golf, loyalty system. We integrate the reg form, an online check-in or an app. Of course, very deep integration, two-way deep integration with all leading PMS systems. We integrate the feedback management, the honor reputation management, and the CRM. So what we have 14 known modules plus more than 130 best-of-breed solutions on our marketplace. So dailypoint is really like a platform. It's the centerpiece for your IT strategy where everything comes together, which is also super important for GDPR compliance. So let's look about communication. Let's talk about communication, how to define the right strategy for my business. So today we live in a world where we get bombarded by communication, right? So everyone suffers on a communication overload. But it is super important for us, especially in the hospitality industry, that we create remembering effects. So we have to communicate with our customers, with our contacts. And because otherwise we basically get forgotten. So we have to create this, and the fact that we have low budgets compared to other industries, we cannot use mass media. So we rely on one-to-one communication channels, on direct marketing channels. So what you have to do is create memory effect. I think that's the most important thing. So that's why communication is so important. So HTC did a study last year in 2019, and they realized, or they analyzed, that 81% of the communication today is not personalized nor individualized. So this means everyone gets the same stuff at the same time. And 43% of the hotels even don't have a loyalty program. So the basic requirement for personalization, for individualization, is, of course, a clean central guest profile. So hotels today have about 30 different profiles for the same customer in different systems. So dailypoint helps to bring all this together at one central point. And that's the prerequisite, the basic requirement, and that's the basic thing you have to understand. You need a central profile. Without having a central profile, you're not able to manage your data, and you're not able to leverage from digitalization. So on top of the central profile, what we built, we also create personas. What does this mean? So the basic idea with a persona is who's my customer? So how can I reach my customer more efficiently? How can I provide a better service? And this is especially useful for guests you don't know very well. So for VIPs or returning customers, maybe that's not so important, because with, for instance, the AI we build in dailypoint, we learn automatically who the customer is. But with personas, we can add attributes to profile even for almost unknown person. So how does this look like? So this is, for instance, a guest profile in dailypoint. So let's switch to the live system. So just switch it over to the right screen. So this is like my profile in our demo database. So here you see I'm a gold member, so the loyalty program is integrated. I'm on a lead scoring hot. This means I just visited the website, but I haven't booked and I have no future booking. Here you see all the information. So I'm connected with Facebook. I gave a feedback on TripAdvisor, one feedback on Google reviews. So everything here is included. The system calculates and also weights the interests. So this means if I click on a special link on the website or in a newsletter, or if I answer a question in the feedback, or if I buy something, all these different data points can be used to then use machine learning to add and create interest and weigh them. We have food interest, room interest, maybe coming from a pre-stay communication, from a reg card you can deliver with dailypoint. And here we have the personas. So it seems I'm price sensitive. I don't know why. I'm a weekender, spontaneous, and so on. So, but let's go back to the profile. So this is the central profile with all this information is the prerequisite for individualization. I think that's not really hard to follow. So the goal is, as I said, creating remembering effects. So let's go a little bit into the theory. So the total set are all available products, service brands. Then the awareness set is the hotels I know. The consideration set is the hotels I consider to book. But the key thing is you have to bring your brand, your hotel, to the evoked set of the customer. So that's the most important thing. And the thing is that only 2 brands or 2 names are really in the evoked set. And then these 2 names are the only ones who gets considered when it comes to a booking. So, and the more you communicate, the higher is the chance that you are part of the evoked set of the customer. But of course, you have to communicate relevant information. And you can only develop or deliver relevant information if you have a central profile which is enriched by AI, so like what we do with personas. So when you create your strategy, then you have to, let's say, differentiate between different goals. So one is you have CRM-related or relationship-oriented communication, and you have sales-oriented communication. So what does this mean? So you have, for instance, ongoing actions like email newsletters. Some are for sales, some are more for emotional, for creation relationships. You have one-time actions, you have events, you have need periods, and you have a bunch of automated actions. So booking-related or maybe behavior-related. So, and all these, let's say, the thing with automation is you have to deliver the right content for the right audience, right? So that's important. So for that, we just developed this, I call it content metrics. So what does this mean is, so let's say you communicate to existing customers. So to track them, to rebook, you have to communicate more on an emotional. So when you look for new customers, for acquisition of new customers, you have to communicate more on a fact basis. So, and this keep in mind when you create your communication strategy. So the better a customer knows a product, the less facts of information are required. So attracting or creating or attract existing customers to rebook your hotel, use emotions. If you want to convince new customers to book your hotel, you have to deliver facts. So one thing to do this, of course, you can integrate dynamic parts into the communications, for instance, in dailypoint. So marketing automation means communicating with the right customers at the right time, delivering the right content without manual interaction. That's super important. So automation, when you have a central profile, when you use individual content, when you know who your customers are, This is what the dailypoint provides you. Automation means individualization, and individualization means quality. It's super important to understand, because for a lot of people, automation, they think with automation, oh, that's not individual. This is mass communication. Exactly the opposite is reality. The more you automate, the more you can individualize. That's important to understand. So let me give you some examples or some hints. So, for instance, offers or reservations. In dailypoint, what we always recommend you is that you only send one reservation confirmation. Doesn't matter if it comes from the IBE or from the PMS. So dailypoint can manage both channels for you. So you should use here different components, like different text or images. So let's say a family who books an apartment at your property should get a different header image than a single person or a double income, no kids couple who wants to spend a quiet weekend in your hotel. So the same for instance, offers. So the pre-stay, or maybe you have, let's say you have a long lead time and the customer booked 2 or 3 months before, you should send several pre-stays to make really sure that he knows your product so he can buy more. And maybe he books more, especially in front end, or you also are able to sell an upgrade. In a pre-stay, you can include a pre-check-in form with dailypoint. And the nice thing with this pre-check-in form is everything he fills out in this formula, in this form, gets pushed in real time back to the PMS. So that you make the check-in much easier. It also improves the data quality. A welcome message. So let's say if someone checked in dailypoint, we get in real time this information, guest Michael Toad checked in, so we can send a real-time feedback message to this customer via SMS or an email. It's important to know how your customers feel, not well, it's nice when you get feedback after they checked out, but it's even better when you know how they feel when they are in your hotel. You can create checkout messages. You can create, of course, post-stays, including questionnaires. It's super important. Include holiday check, TripAdvisor, Google into your post-stay to promote your product. And also the market research aspect is super important. So in dailypoint, the forms are also linked to the profile, to the guest profile. This means when I go into the profile here, and I see, okay, go into the marketing interaction, which means I have the different questionnaires the customer filled out. I know exactly who gave me the feedback. So just imagine when you say, okay, I want to do say I have an investment to do, but I'm not sure where. Should I spend the money in the spa or in the gym? With the connection between the feedback and the profile, respectively, your key target groups, you can drive much better analytics and do much better decision-making processes in place instead of just having, let's say, nice graphs coming from TripAdvisor or from your feedback management tool. So it's important to understand that a feedback must always be linked to a profile. Otherwise, the quality of the reports is just not as good. What else? So purchase person-related communication. So you can, of course, a birthday card is always nice. Include a voucher in the birthday card in the birthday email. Or the anniversary of the first stay. When was the last booking? Also, when was the last cancellation? You can use that. If someone booked you but then had to cancel, they already made a decision for your hotel to stay there. So it's relatively easy to convince them and to convert them, get a booking. Or the website. So with dailypoint Website Connect, there's a connection between your website and the central profile. So we can basically do the same what a booking.com is doing. So we can track the person on your website, link it to the central profile, create interest, and also retarget if this is necessary. Well, let's summarize, let's wrap it up. So today we live in a world with a communication overload. So this means we have to create remembering effects. Otherwise, just get lost. So this means we have to raise the communication frequency, right? Because the more communication is around us, the more we have to do on our own to communicate and create remembering effects. But not to deliver spam. You have to you get a lot of opt-outs. You have to deliver relevant information. Relevant information and the high communication frequency requires a central profile. Content marketing is then needed. Marketing automation is needed. And the result is more booking and a better loyalty. But the holy grail is the central guest profile. That's important to understand. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you want to read more about CRM sales performance, just recommend you my book. And see you next time. Thanks.